Okay, I'll call the Monday, July 13th, 2015 Transportation Benefit District Number 1 meeting to order. We'll dispense with the roll call. Rose, if you will note that Directors Freeman and Wagner are not in attendance this evening and are excused. Do we have any correspondence? Okay. Are there any public comments in regard to the Transportation Benefit District? Hearing none, we'll go to the consent agenda. Council, Directors, your consent agenda this evening consists of your meeting minutes of June 22nd, 2015.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the meeting minutes of June 22nd.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes of June 22nd. Is there any director comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to new business. Agenda Bill 7-15, a resolution establishing license tab fees. This one we're going to play with something a little bit different. Trevor, did you have an introduction, or is Don going to take parts of it? I think, Don, it would be good if you'd at least introduce the items that you and David have coming forward for the next meeting, or the August 10th meeting.
I talked to David today about the resolution that was in the packet there. My concern was there'd been some discussion of limiting the $20, if the $20 passed, to limiting it to the 27th Street overpass and extension project. My concern there was that if somehow the 27th Street overpass project was never undertaken by the city, would we have to refund the money? And my concern is yes, we probably might have to. And so, in red on your new resolution there is if we're going to limit it to the 27th Street, if that's not undertaken, I'd like to. If you want to have the money refunded, that's fine. But if you don't want to refund the money, I think we need to have an alternate that says that it could be used for transportation improvement projects that you would subsequently approve by resolution. That's the basis of the change.
Mr. Mayor, could I?
Yes, Brent?
Yeah, that's fine. And I'm probably, in fact, I know I'm probably not a majority on the council, maybe alone in my opinion here, but I am only going to support this project I'm only going to support a resolution like this if I can be assured it's going into the 27th Street project. End of story. And so I'll only support this unless someone persuades me otherwise. If this is part of like a bond issue, this is a revenue source for a bond issue, then I'll support it. But if it's not, I'm not supporting it.
I'm not trying to tell you
Yeah.
what to support or not to support. I'm just concerned that if the council would know that if the 27th Street project is not undertaken and it's approved for that specific project, probably there'd have to be a refund.
And then the other question is, why the rush?
We're not asking you to do anything with
Well, not tonight. I know not tonight, but this is coming back on the 10th of August. Why or earlier? Why the rush? Why? I know that there's a desire to get the revenue rolling in. We'll have some revenue banked and all that, but I think we need to find other sources of revenue besides the car tabs and the legislative appropriation. We need to find some other grants and things like that. And we're a long way from being able to. And I know Dave Scott's not here, but we're a long way from being able to finalize all this. Why the rush?
Well, I think there's maybe an update from the mayor's office in regards to that as far as the pending appropriation. But we had scheduled and we've worked with Parsons Brinkerhoff to be able to bring a presentation back on August 10th, specifically in the 27th Street extension with more details. And that's really the intent of the August 10th
Okay, well,
presentation.
this won't be back before us then until sometime after August 10th. It won't be at the August 10th meeting.
No, it'll likely be at the August 10th meeting.
Okay.
Dave?
Actually, I was going to suggest that we table this until we have the full, all the directors here. Second.
We're not going to take any action with it at all anyway. while we had Don here, we just wanted to make sure that the information that came forward you had.
No, but we've aired the major issue for the evening, and I think probably the Budget Committee would be a good place to take that up, would it not?
Not if it's Transportation Benefit District related, certainly not,
It can't be done at that meeting, huh?
no. So in,
Only that portion that would be city as opposed to TBD funds.
so to give you a little bit of information on what we're trying to bring back for August 10th, and my apologies for not being at the meeting last month. Looks like you had a fun meeting. There were a lot of votes taken. I have asked staff to bring forward a more detailed project analysis and justification for the 27th Street overpass and those connections. In addition, we're hopeful that on the 10th of August, we will also have some information, if not before that, that we can share out with the council in regards to some strategies that we're trying to bring forth internally to do a number of things. One, to attempt to capture another $140,000 of maintenance fees from existing revenues for road maintenance. And in addition, to try and generate some additional funding through existing revenues for some of the work that council members wanted to do within the police department this last year. Potentially, hopefully, maybe, including both the addition of an officer and some of the code enforcement additions as well. So right now, we're going through those items internally to see if we can actually achieve those, or to what degree we can achieve those with basically some good validations from our finance director and also from Mr. Lewis on rechecking the data. So on the 10th, we're hopeful to bring back a number of items, some items for you in regards to the Transportation Benefit District that may help your deliberations in regards to what the funds should be used for if you implement them. And then hoping that we can also get to a resolution on the resolution itself, both for what the fees would be for and what the fee may be. So that's our intent for the 10th. I don't know whether all council members, quite frankly, are going to be here on the 10th or not. We'll probably have some information going out to you in advance of that as soon as we can wrap up the internal work that we're doing. But I think from conversations I've had so far, I believe a lot of those, that information that we'll bring forward will be hopefully surprisingly positive for the council.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for the update. The point of order, there is a motion on the floor that has been seconded, and I call for the question, please.
Motion to table, was that it?
Vote to table it, yeah.
Table until there's a,
But I wanted the mayor to have a chance to get his update in there, because that pertains to what we're going to do next time.
So tabling it till when, or
Next time.
next
no,
Until we have
until we have everyone
all,
here.
all 7 directors here. Thank you, Paul.
I'm not sure you can do that, but.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have
Has
concerns
to be a
about
date
that
certain,
because
in my
it's
opinion.
not really tabling, it's postponing it.
It's indirectly imposing a supermajority requirement, which there's some preemption issues, and I'm not sure, we can go ahead and do it, but
I would-
I don't see that it imposes a supermajority.
It does
it's-
because
when the state, it imposes an extra quorum requirement. When the state says the quorum shall be a majority of the council, now we're saying, well, a quorum for this thing's
Mr. Mayor,
Council.
goes back to what Harvey's contention is about having everybody here. I think the state law has quorum issues and other issues about how many votes are in certain circumstances. If you required everybody to be here, if you were against it, you just wouldn't show up, and you'd never get to vote on it. So I don't think that's a valid motion.
I don't think that's the intent here,
It may not be.
and that's not the way we operate.
But we, remember, I think when this came up before, we decided that we'd allow council members to vote electronically, be available by phone. That was kind of what our alternative was on that.
So Dave, if you would want to amend your motion to,
I have a question for the.
And I have the floor.
City attorney.
and I have the floor. Paul, I have the floor.
With all due
Dave?
respect, the chair never has the floor.
And it's very seldom I do that, Paul. Dave, if you would like to amend your motion to an August 10th date, to table it to August 10th, I think that'll get us to where we need to be, at least on the timeline that we've got. The way it's set up currently, your next meeting would be your next council meeting on the 27th, and frankly, I don't believe we're going to have the information ready to bring back to that one, in which case we would likely cancel that meeting to begin with.
That makes sense to me on the basis that we're now alerted to the importance of that meeting, and we can all make plans to be here.
We'll see if everybody's going to be here, I don't know.
Or we can, as Don pointed out, we can call in electronically, so that works for me. I would so amend the motion.
Is the second amended?
Mayor Guard, just to clarify, as far as the rules of procedure, those were adopted for the district, mirror image of council as
Right.
far as attendance and everything else.
Yep.
So
Okay, so I've got a motion and a second to table to August 10th. Council discussion. Paul? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're at the second opportunity for any public comment in regard to the Transportation Benefit District. Okay, seeing none, I have no further report from the chair. Any items from board members? Dave?
Don, I just wanted to point out that I understand the law in this regard, and I understand the procedures we've set up. There's no reason in my mind why we can't make exception to those on occasion, as long as we do it in good faith. And I've yet to see this council act in bad faith, and I've been around for a couple of years now. We disagree on a lot of things, but we tend to act in good faith.
Sure, I didn't mean to imply that that wouldn't be the case with council. My concern was that if you start setting, with everybody's got to be here to take action, I think that violates state laws, like Councilman Borger said. I had concerns about that type of a process when Harvey first mentioned it.
And I
Everybody here, well, that's not what state law says, and I don't think you could require that to take action.
I appreciate your concern. My concern was that this is imposing a financial burden on the people, and I think we should have everybody here to do that.
I think we should have everybody here too, if possible.
Just bring it up when we bring it up. If 6 are here, bring it up that we need to have somebody, we need to have a, then
Well, we
see it.
just need to put a burr in everybody's saddle and get them here.
Yeah.
Well, people take vacations and they get ill and stuff too, but this does require 4 votes of council, whether there's 4 people here, whether there's 7 people or 6. It takes 4 votes of council to pass it.
Any other board member comments? I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
We are adjourned.